Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English podcast.
Daily routine to improve your English fluency. Learn English through podcast. Every day you wake up, you are given a new chance to become a better version of yourself. And if you are someone who truly wants to speak English fluently, then your success will not depend on luck, talent, or even the school you go to. It will depend on your daily routine, the small decisions you make every single morning, every single hour, every single night. Because fluency is not built in one day. It is built in the hundreds of days that you stay consistent. And today, I want to share with you how to create a daily routine that can completely transform the way you learn English. A routine that doesn't require magic or expensive courses, but one that uses the tools you already have: your phone, your mind, your time, and your discipline. You see, the difference between people who speak English fluently and those who don't isn't that the fluent ones are smarter. It's that they have built habits that make English part of their daily life. They treat English not as a subject, but as a lifestyle. And that's exactly what you are going to do, starting today. When you wake up in the morning, before you touch your social media, before you check your messages, I want you to do one small but powerful thing. Listen to English. It could be a short podcast, a motivational speech, or even a simple English news story. Why? Because your brain is most active and receptive in the morning. The first thing you feed it will set the tone for your entire day. If you start your day listening to your native language or scrolling through random content, your brain will stay in that zone. But if you start your day with English, you will carry that rhythm, that sound, that energy with you throughout the day. Imagine waking up and hearing an inspiring English voice say, "You can do it." Imagine hearing stories that remind you that your dream of speaking fluently is possible. That's how you start programming your mind to think in English. So make that your first morning habit, 5 to 10 minutes of English audio right after you wake up. Then, as you get ready, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, having breakfast, keep English in your ears. This is what I call passive learning time. You're not sitting and studying. You're just surrounding yourself with the language, letting it flow naturally into your subconscious. And here's the secret. Your brain doesn't care if you're not paying full attention. It's still picking up patterns, rhythm, and pronunciation. Over time, this daily exposure creates familiarity. You stop translating in your head. English starts to feel natural. You begin to feel the meaning of words instead of thinking about them. Now, when you go out on your way to school, university, or work, use that travel time to speak or listen again. If you take the bus or walk, put on a podcast that matches your level. If you ride your bike, repeat English words or sentences you heard earlier. You can even talk to yourself quietly, describing what you see. "I'm walking to school. The weather is nice today. I feel motivated." It might feel strange at first, but this self-talk is incredibly powerful. It's like turning your daily life into an English lesson. Every step you take becomes a sentence. Every sound becomes a word. You are no longer waiting for the right time to practice, you are creating it. When you arrive at school or work, continue your routine by writing something small in English. It could be a short journal entry, a note on your phone, or even a sentence about how you feel. "Today, I want to be more confident when I speak." Writing reinforces what you learn, and even if it's only one paragraph a day, it trains your brain to express ideas clearly. You're not writing for perfection, you're writing for progress. Remember this. Fluency doesn't come from doing big things once, it comes from doing small things every day. During your lunch break or free time, spend just 10 minutes reviewing a new word or phrase you heard that morning. Look it up, find example sentences, repeat it out loud, and use it in your own sentence. This is called active recall, the act of bringing something from your memory into use. The more you use a word, the stronger it becomes in your mind. Think of your brain like a garden. If you plant a new word and water it every day, it grows roots. But if you plant it once and forget about it, it dies. That's why daily review matters more than long study sessions once a week. Now, when you go out, on your way to school, university, or work, use that travel time to speak or listen again. If you take the bus or walk, put on a podcast that matches your level. If you ride your bike, repeat English words or sentences you heard earlier. You can even talk to yourself quietly, describing what you see. I'm walking to school. The weather is nice today. I feel motivated. It might feel strange at first, but this self-talk is incredibly powerful. It's like turning your daily life into an English lesson. Every step you take becomes a sentence. Every sound becomes a word. You're no longer waiting for the right time to practice, you are creating it. When you arrive at school or work, continue your routine by writing something small in English. It could be a short journal entry, a note on your phone, or even a sentence about how you feel. Today, I want to be more confident when I speak. Writing reinforces what you learn, and even if it's only one paragraph a day, it trains your brain to express ideas clearly. You're not writing for perfection, you're writing for progress. Remember this. Fluency doesn't come from doing big things once, it comes from doing small things every day. During your lunch break or free time, spend just 10 minutes reviewing a new word or phrase you heard that morning. Look it up, find example sentences, repeat it out loud, and use it in your own sentence. This is called active recall, the act of bringing something from your memory into use. The more you use a word, the stronger it becomes in your mind. Think of your brain like a garden. If you plant a new word and water it every day, it grows roots. But if you plant it once and forget about it, it dies. That's why daily review matters more than long study sessions once a week. Now, in the afternoon, after school or work, it's time for what I call focused practice. This is your main learning session of the day. It could be 30 minutes to 1 hour of serious English work, reading, writing, speaking, or listening. The key is to do it with intention. Don't just watch videos randomly. Choose something that you can learn from. Maybe you listen to a podcast episode and repeat what the speaker says line by line. Maybe you read an article aloud and record yourself. Maybe you talk to an AI language partner or join a live chat online. The goal is to stretch yourself, to step outside your comfort zone a little bit every day. And if you record yourself, even better, because when you listen to your own voice, you can hear your progress and your mistakes, and that feedback is gold. Now, here's something many learners forget. English isn't only about studying, it's also about living the language. So in your free time, do the things you love, but in English. If you love movies, watch them in English with English subtitles. If you love music, read the lyrics, sing along, and learn what the words mean. If you love games, play them in English and pay attention to the dialogue. Every time you connect English to something you love, your motivation grows because it no longer feels like work. It becomes part of who you are. As evening comes, review your day. Ask yourself, how many times did I use English today? What new words did I learn? What can I do better tomorrow? You can write these reflections in a notebook or speak them out loud. This is not just about checking progress, it's about building awareness. When you become aware of your habits, you can control them. You stop being a passive learner and become an active one. And before you go to bed, spend your last few minutes with English again. Maybe you listen to a relaxing English podcast. Maybe you read one page of a book. Maybe you write a short message to your future self in English. Ending your day with English creates a powerful loop because your brain processes what you heard during sleep. It's like watering the plant you grew in the morning. That's the basic structure of your daily routine. Start your day with English, live your day through English, end your day with English. But let's go deeper because success is not just about routine. It's about mindset. The reason many people fail is that they expect quick results. They think, I've been learning for 2 weeks, but I'm still not fluent. My friend, fluency takes time. It's not a race, it's a journey. Every day you follow your routine, you are one step closer. Even on days when you feel tired or busy, do something small. Listen for 5 minutes, read one paragraph, speak one sentence, because the secret of fluency is consistency. Missing one day breaks your momentum, but doing something, no matter how small, keeps your fire alive. And here's another truth. Your environment shapes your progress. If you surround yourself with people who don't care about English, who say, it's too hard, you will start to believe it. But if you surround yourself with people who are learning, who are improving, who encourage you, your motivation will grow. That's why you should use technology not just to study, but to connect with English learners, with mentors, with communities online that push you higher. Join a podcast group, comment in English forums, follow English learning creators, watch their content daily. Every time you connect with people who share your goal, you are reminded that you are not alone in this journey. But there's something even more powerful than all of that. Your purpose. Why do you want to learn English? For some of you, it's to study abroad. For others, it's to get a better job, to travel, to communicate with people from other countries, or simply to prove to yourself that you can do it. Whatever your reason, write it down. Look at it every day, because when you know your why, you can survive anyhow. On the days you don't feel like studying, your purpose will remind you why you started. Your routine will give you structure, but your purpose will give you power. Remember this, no one becomes fluent by accident. It's a daily choice. The young people who become great English speakers are not the ones who had the best teachers. They are the ones who decided to take responsibility for their own learning. They used their phone not just to scroll, but to grow. They used their time not just for fun, but for improvement. They didn't wait for perfect conditions, they created them. They turned ordinary days into opportunities. And that's exactly what you can start doing today. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, don't think, I have to learn English. Think, I get to learn English. Because you are not just learning a language, you are opening doors. You are building a skill that can change your future. You are proving to yourself that you are capable of growth, discipline, and greatness. Your daily routine is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to be. Build it with intention, strengthen it with consistency, and walk across it with confidence. The English-speaking version of you is already waiting on the other side. Now, my friends, let's dive even deeper into what it truly means to live a day that improves your English every single moment. Because I want you to understand something powerful. Fluency is not built in one giant leap. It's built in small daily steps that look ordinary, but when repeated, they create extraordinary results. And when you organize your day with English in mind, everything you do starts to become a lesson. Every sound becomes practice. Every word becomes progress. And every habit becomes a bridge to confidence. And this is the mindset I want you to carry. That your daily routine is not just something you do automatically. It's your secret training ground, your private classroom, and your stage to practice English like it's part of who you are. So imagine waking up in the morning, not to scroll on your phone, but to greet your day in English. The moment you open your eyes, you say to yourself, "Good morning. Today I'm grateful for another chance to improve." Because when you start your day with intention, your brain becomes alert and ready to learn. And while you're brushing your teeth, you can repeat simple English affirmations like, I am improving every day. I am becoming fluent. I love learning new words. And it might sound small, but these words create focus, and focus creates growth. And after that, while having breakfast, turn on an English podcast, something that matches your level, maybe something slow and clear. and just let the language flow into your ears. Don't worry if you don't understand every single word. That's not the goal. The goal is to let your brain get used to the rhythm of English, the music of it, the melody of how words connect. Because fluency is not about knowing all the grammar rules. It's about feeling the language naturally. And when you listen daily, your ears begin to recognize patterns, accents, and tone. And before you even realize it, your listening comprehension starts growing effortlessly. And then, as you get ready for school or work, use your mirror as your teacher. Talk to yourself. Describe what you're doing. Say things like, I'm getting dressed for school, or today I will meet my friends. Because self talk in English is one of the most powerful exercises that most learners ignore. And yet, it costs nothing and gives everything. And it trains your mouth to move in English, your brain to think in English, and your confidence to rise little by little. And the truth is, the more you talk to yourself in English, the less shy you'll feel when speaking to others, because you've already practiced privately. And remember, every great speaker was once a silent beginner who decided to take their voice, even when no one was listening. As the day goes on, bring English into everything you do. If you commute, use that time to listen to English audiobooks, news, or motivational talks, because those minutes add up. 15 minutes a day means over 90 hours of listening in a year, and that can completely transform your understanding. And if you are a student, try switching the language of your phone or computer to English, because when you see words like settings, notifications, or download, your brain automatically connects English with action, not translation. And that's a key part of fluency, thinking directly in English without translating in your head, because translation slows you down. And when you stop translating, you start speaking more naturally. And that's when fluency begins to bloom. During lunchtime, if you have free time, use it wisely. Instead of watching random videos in your native language, watch something inspiring in English, maybe a TED Talk, a motivational clip, or an interview with someone you admire. Because when you listen to ideas that inspire you, your motivation to learn stays alive, and you don't feel like studying anymore. You feel like growing. And when learning becomes growth, success becomes inevitable. In the afternoon, after school or work, take a few minutes to write in English. A small diary, a note about how your day went, or maybe a summary of something you learned. It doesn't matter if it's only 5 lines, because writing is where your thoughts meet structure. And when you write, you force your brain to organize sentences, to search for words. And that's how you start mastering the language deeply. And here's the trick. Don't focus on perfection, focus on progress. Because mistakes are proof that you are trying. And technology can help you correct those mistakes instantly with tools like Grammarly or language apps that guide your grammar. But remember, technology is not your teacher. It's your partner, your assistant, your helper. And it works best when you work with it, not against it. And if you want to make your daily routine even more powerful, include speaking practice every evening, maybe with a language partner online, or even by recording your voice, reading English paragraphs or stories aloud. Because when you hear your own voice, you learn faster. You hear your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your progress. And every time you record, you are building a record of your journey, a timeline of improvement. And when you look back months later, you will be amazed at how far you've come. Remember, fluency is not a gift. It's a result of what you do daily, a result of consistency, patience, and passion. You don't need to study for 10 hours a day. Even one focused hour, practice daily, can change your English forever. At night before you sleep, review a few new words you learned during the day, maybe 5 to 10 words, and say them out loud. Make sentences with them. Visualize them in action, because repetition builds memory, And memory builds confidence. And before closing your eyes, say to yourself in English, "Today, I learned something new." Because gratitude fuels consistency. And consistency is what separates dreamers from achievers. And every single day you repeat this routine, listening, speaking, reading, writing, reflecting, your brain is rewiring itself, building connections faster, understanding deeper, and expressing clearer, until one day you realize that English is no longer something you are learning, it's something you are living. So, my young friend, if you truly want to be fluent, don't wait for the perfect course, the perfect teacher, or the perfect moment. Start now with what you have, where you are, because your phone can be your classroom, your notebook can be your textbook, and your curiosity can be your best teacher. Every day is a new chance to practice, to listen to one more podcast, to read one more page, to write one more sentence, and to speak one more word. And that's how success is built, one English day at a time. And so, my friends, as we reach the end of this journey, I want you to pause for a moment and truly think about what we have shared today. Because fluency is not a dream that belongs to someone else. It's a reality that can belong to you if you decide to live your days with purpose, with passion, and with persistence. Every morning you wake up is a new opportunity to grow. Every word you listen to is a new piece of your future. Every sentence you speak is a seed of confidence being planted inside you. And every mistake you make is not a failure. It's a lesson, a step, a sign that you are moving forward. You see, fluency in English is not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's not about knowing every word in the dictionary. It's about knowing how to express your heart with the words you already have. It's about waking up every day and saying, "I will learn something new today. I will practice. I will improve. I will not give up." Because success in language learning, like success in life, doesn't come from one big action. It comes from small, simple things done again and again until they become habits. You build your fluency the same way you build your character, through effort, through repetition, through faith that what you're doing matters, even when you can't see the results yet. So, to every young learner listening to this, I want you to remember this truth. Your English journey is not a race, it's a lifestyle. Let your daily routine become a bridge between who you are now and who you can become. Let your morning podcasts remind you that every great speaker once started as a listener. Let your evening writing remind you that every confident communicator once wrote their first uncertain sentence. Let your small daily actions remind you that everything you do with consistency grows into something powerful. You don't need to study 10 hours a day. You just need to never stop. Keep listening, keep speaking, keep writing, keep dreaming. Because every day you give to English, English gives something back to you: courage, opportunity, and connection. The world today is more connected than ever before, and English is the language that connects dreams across borders, cultures, and possibilities. When you speak English, you don't just learn words. You learn how to connect with people, how to share your story, how to understand the world. So don't learn English just for exams. Learn it for your future, for your voice, for the power to express your ideas, your vision, and your truth. And if you ever feel tired, if you ever feel like progress is slow, remember this: every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once struggled to say hello. Every confident communicator once feared to speak. You are not behind. You are becoming. Every day you practice, you are writing a new chapter in your story. And one day you'll look back and realize that every small effort added up to something extraordinary. So keep going, keep believing, and keep building your English. Not just in your books, but in your life, in your habits, in your thoughts, in your dreams. Because one day, the world will hear your voice, and it will be clear, confident, and fluent. Not because you were lucky, but because you chose to practice every day. That is the power of a daily routine. That is the power of consistency. And that is the power within you. So go out there. Take your first step today. Make English a part of your morning, your afternoon, and your night. And watch how slowly, quietly, beautifully, fluency becomes your reality.